Hi, Zeus here. In Season 54 of Warships, there are some incredibly difficult to beat compact bases. And I want to show you how to beat compact bases and other difficult to beat bases, which I did while achieving win streaks to get onto the global leaderboard. So let's dive right into the action. I'm going to show you how to do it. The first attack I'm going to show you is a successful attack on a 5-engine base where I had 2 minutes and 26 seconds remaining. And the downside of these compact bases is if they can be beaten, you can achieve a very fast time. So the first key is you have to get rid of the shock blaster if there is one, and you have to use your artillery to knock it down. Now in this season of Warships, there is no barrage at this point in the season. You only have artillery. And you've got to get to a flanking position where you can use your Bullit and heavy Choppas to shield your rocket Choppas while they reduce the engines. It takes a long time to knock down each engine, and your troops have to take a bunch of abuse from the remaining boom cannons and cannons. And at the end, I do a Hail Mary to finish. Now this attack I finished with 2 minutes and 23 seconds remaining. It's a different kind of a compact base. This one is compact on the far right edge. And then to make things even more difficult, they have an engine on the other side of the gap. So if you don't have any rocket Choppas survive to the end of this clearing action, you're basically going to lose. So again, you have to establish a line of defenses against boom cannons and take down cannons and boom cannons as you can, and then flare off the edge to take down the engine. Hopefully you've got enough artillery left to take down any cannons or boom cannons protecting the edges there. Otherwise it's going to lose you 1 or 2 rocket Choppas. This base is a little bit different, same kind of idea, but it had an engine on the far left side of the compact base. So instead of attacking it from the right side, I attacked it from the left side. This has no shock blaster, but it does have a boom cannon there, which is going to be a problem. The further in you go, the less likely it is that you're going to have your Bullit or heavy Choppas to protect your rocket Choppas. So the furthest boom cannon that can flank your troops is the one that you need to use your gunboat energy and artillery to take out. Now notice, I did not open a gunboat energy node, so I only have a limited amount of gunboat energy. I don't have any kind of a gunboat energy boost. So at this point, the base is pretty much beaten. I have my Bullit in front of that last boom cannon. One of the keys here is keeping an eye on Bullit and giving him an energy drink if he gets too low. At this point, I really don't care if he dies because that one boom cannon isn't going to take down a heavy Choppa, and I need to preserve the gunboat energy to throw down artillery to shorten the time elapsed in clearing this base. So as I attack the last engine, I'm going to throw down my gunboat energy in the form of artillery. And since there's no cannons, boom cannons defending that last engine, I can throw everything onto the engine itself. Okay, here's a different kind of a base. This is a spread base, and it has a shock blaster in the back. And again, you have to take out the shock blaster as you get gunboat energy. And I landed my Bullit to the right, and the idea here is that Bullit is going to clear that engine with a little bit of help from some artillery shells to reduce the amount of damage that it needs to deal to the defenses to get down to the engine. And I'm just scooching right up the right side. Now I have to be careful, those max level rocket launchers could take down all of my rocket Choppas. And notice there, because the boom cannon is distracted by the Bullit, my rocket Choppa could get through and not get taken down. This is a more conventional base that's a spread base, but it has a twist. It has the engine, cannon, and boom cannon in the middle of the landing area. And I had a lot of trouble with this kind of a base until I figured out what was going on. And the cannons or boom cannons would snipe at least one of my rocket Choppas. So landing on the far left corner works out really well. And then you flare the troops back as soon as you take the engine down. And by doing that, you can maximize the amount of damage and minimize the number of defenses that you have to clear in order to clear the base. I also have not used any artillery here, so for a while, so I'm able to reduce the health on the last engine while my troops go over and take it down. This base I cleared with an amazing time of 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining. And again, I started in the far left corner, and my troops kind of divided right and left as they approached those boom cannons and cannons, and it worked out extremely well. And now they're going up the middle there. And again, the major problem here is the rocket Choppas, but I threw in Bullit. I held Bullit back and threw in Bullit in the far left corner as soon as he could go up the edge and take down the rocket Choppas. And now I haven't used any artillery because there wasn't a shock blaster on this base, so I cleared one of the engines just with 10 artillery shells. I have max level artillery open. Here's another variation on that kind of a base with an engine in the middle of the landing area. This time there's no shock blasters, but there is a boom cannon there on the left, which concerned me a lot. Very probable that I was going to lose some rocket Choppas if I left it alive. And here I lost one rocket Choppa as the Bullit and two remaining rocket Choppas went down to eliminate that engine on the far right. And by letting them do that, I'm going to get a really fast time because all of the engines are basically being attacked at the same time, and I bypassed having to go around. Here's an attack with 2 minutes and 18 seconds. This base has a shock blaster protecting that engine and then a second engine. And I'm just going to ignore all the defenses on the right there to get a better time and just come down the left side. I'm going to use artillery to take down the shock blaster and the rocket launcher that's next to it. A little bit of a flare is necessary here to keep the rocket Choppas away from wandering into the boom cannon. Now, I took down the shock blaster and I'm preparing my final attack on that last engine. I flared to the end of the tip of the peninsula so that my troops are only going to get hit by the boom cannon and take one rocket Choppa down. Okay, now here's a closer look at the base that I used. This is the final version, and it was a really excellent base. Feel free to use it. It'll work well for you, I'm quite confident. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have over 200 videos on a variety of Boom Beach topics for you to explore. And please give this video a like if you enjoyed the video to help us build our channel with the algorithm. And thanks as always to Hercules for help with the video editing.